My husband is a My husband, 26M, has been cheating on me, 27F, since at least our honeymoon. We got married young. I was pregnant, and he said he wanted the family. He obviously lied because we have not felt like a true family for longer than months at a time. Just after our honeymoon, while I was pregnant, mind you, I discovered he sent emails to women from some online site, looking for hookups. Some of the messages were sent during the honeymoon while we were together. I lost my shit over this. His family, whom I was living with at the time, convinced me to stay and hear him out. My husband came home from work in tears, scrambling to save our marriage. I decided to stay. I was 19 and didn't want to face my family with the ugly truth that I was dumb, naive, and wrong. The next time I caught my husband up to something awful like that was just about a year later on a family camping trip. He was direct messaging some girl talking about how terrible our marriage had been and that we were headed for a divorce. We were not planning on divorcing at this time. Again, I lost my mind. My husband once more started the waterworks, pleading that he has issues and that I should stay with him. Seeing that we were on a family camping trip, I swallowed my hurt and let this go. At this point, I was given his phone password and told him I would be checking things. He assured me he was a good boy and that I would find nothing else. After some time, I stopped looking. I didn't find anything suspicious, although he clearly has a corn addiction. He follows naked lady accounts on Instagram, Reddit, anywhere. Corn wasn't an issue for me at the time, however. For a couple of years, things seemed okay. I trusted him again. Then, last year, I found messages by mistake while my son was using my husband's phone to FaceTime his grandma. My husband had 2 different message threads on Facebook around this time. One from a woman he worked with who I knew about, and one from a woman I knew nothing of. The first message thread was not necessarily inappropriate on his part, but it was far from a professional conversation. The woman frequently referred to herself as my husband's work wife. She would send him pictures of outfits she wanted and constantly bring up how she just wants to find the right guy. The second message thread had pictures of this woman's legs, covered in tattoos, which husband loves. There was also a video of her belly dancing. Some of the messages were quite flirty, although I don't remember what was said now. My husband and I nearly divorced over this. I was distraught, pissed, disgusted. I made the mistake of calling his mom when he was at work. I planned on leaving him and moving to my sister's. My mother-in-law once again talked me out of this. My husband lives with me in another state than her now. She was worried he'd have nowhere to go. So I stayed. My husband got a new job and told me he'd go see a pastor or a counselor, or both. I found out later on that he had invited that woman into my home while I was not there. My husband swore up and down, however, that nothing physical happened. I can only take his word as that is all I have. I have blocked that woman's contact everywhere, and he has not seen her since he switched jobs. This past year, he has claimed that we are both working on our marriage, that we are stronger now than ever. However, I just found that also sometime last year, he met someone on Discord and occasionally sent pictures back and forth. Yeah, he also lied to me about who she was when I was first on to him about it. Ooh, and fast forward to last month. I found saved pictures from my best friend's Instagram account. I went ballistic, and he deleted it. Then I found it again hidden even deeper in his phone, not 2 weeks later. This is why I mentioned I never cared about corn until now. This has crossed a new territory. It's unimaginable how hurt I was seeing that photo, especially after telling him all the pain it caused me. He claims he loves me and our family so much, but how can he if he keeps doing these things? I saw a post earlier about a husband who was at a loss after his wife died. That post left me in tears because I don't believe my husband would ever care about me as much as that man cared for his wife. Why can't I just leave? Shame, guilt, fear for the future. My husband is a good dad, and he's been helping me with my uncle, who is struggling financially to stay afloat. My uncle has no kids. My mom is dead, and my dad is dead. I've known my husband for a third of my life now. He was my best friend. What else to do but stay?